Today, we're ranking your most popular suggestions for improving Anime Warriors 3. I'll be analyzing each suggestion, then placing them in a tier list based on how good I think they are. Most of these ideas will be taken from the suggestions channel in the official Discord, and the goal is that by the end of this video, we have a solid list of changes that we as a community can agree on that will make Anime Warriors 3 one of the best anime simulators of all time. And who knows, maybe the devs see this and start adding some of them to the game. So to get started, one of the first suggestions is to revamp luck. One of the things saving this game from angering all the free-to-play players is how the luck is balanced. I don't know the numbers exactly, but as I understand it, luck becomes much less valuable per point above 14. So you get a huge boost in luck from 1 to 14, but then the jump from 14 to say 24 is roughly the same as going from 1 to 3. I don't really have a problem with that. It keeps things fairly equal between pay to win and free to play, because in other sims, if you have 30 luck and a free to play has 10 luck, you're getting secrets and better units at an obscene rate compared to the free to play. Having pay to win advantage is still there in this luck system as far as I can tell. It's just not super punishing for free to play as of right now. If I'm wrong about how the luck works, feel free to correct me. Overall, I think this is a solid C to D tier suggestion, not super important to change, and I don't think many people are complaining about it as of right now. Next up, we have removing the raid cooldown. Honestly, not a bad idea. No cooldown ruined ACS only because the quirk rerolls were for each world, but there's nothing of real value in the Anime Warriors raids to make waiting 15 minutes between raids important, except milking how long you can keep players in the game. Also, the 13 to 15 minute wait doesn't really give you much time to do anything else if you need the raid. So in my opinion, this is a B tier suggestion. I think it would definitely improve the quality of life of the game, and players would definitely enjoy it. Next up, we have a big one in the community, and it's to buff the secret chances or add secret pity or soft pity. There's 3 different tiers to this. Anime simulators already have limited lifespans, so making secrets this difficult to obtain is just chasing away players, in my opinion. I've seen players who claim they have 2 million opens without a secret. At that point, I think I'd consider quitting as well. Sure, you aren't locked out of any content in this game with just a mythic team, but secrets are the goal, and you should be able to get one if you spend several weeks opening, especially since they will be outscaled eventually. I think buffing the rates is the best choice. I know hard pity is what a lot of people want, and I don't think that should be considered, just because hitting pity is still going to feel bad because it would have to be in the millions, while soft pity is probably the safer option. ACS had a problem with soft pity and people not understanding probability, so I wouldn't display what the soft pity is, but I would let players know there is one, and someone should almost never reach 2 million opens without getting a secret. So in my opinion, straight up buffing the secret chances is an A tier suggestion. Secret pity I would put at D tier, and soft pity I think it would be about C tier. For our 4th suggestion, we have revamping the fast open game pass. I personally don't want to see this game pass become so strong it impacts free to play, but I also understand spending money for it should feel rewarding. I think they just need to improve the number of opens you can get in 24 hours for everyone, regardless of game pass or not. That's also another way of helping players get more secrets without an actual pity. Overall, revamping the fast open game pass I would put at D tier. I wouldn't mess with the game passes to disrupt the balance between free to play and pay to win players. Free to play game passes is probably one of the most popular suggestions I've seen. Honestly, every simulator should have this in some way, shape, or form from now on. This is what helped ACS be as popular as it was. A lot of the barrier to entry for anime sims is how expensive it is to obtain the game passes. If I was part of the dev team, I would pitch free to play game passes with a bit of a change to how ACS did it if they don't like the idea of just giving away game passes. Set an hour restriction on when the currency starts being able to be obtained. I think if you dedicated 600 or 700 hours, which is a full month of game time being on 24/7, it shouldn't hurt the devs to give those players a chance to obtain game passes going forward. That's how I would pitch it if there was pushback, but overall this would be huge for getting more players to play the game, and definitely should be added to the game, so definitely an S tier suggestion. I see a few people mentioning crafting units. Don't think it would be terrible to have crafted units, but I wouldn't treat them like a gap filler between mythics and secrets. Doing that with crafted units ruins the value of mythics and secrets, in my opinion. I would do unique crafted units that can be exclusive units, something similar to the exclusive free reign unit. I think that would be a fine way to balance them, so I'd say A tier if that's how they do it, but D tier for regular crafted, how ACS and AFS did it. I just don't see much value in having a unit between mythic and secret. Now this one might be controversial. Shining crafting should never, ever be in the game. I've seen it mentioned plenty of times, but if you were around during the AFS days, I'll tell you, it killed any satisfaction in getting a shiny unit when you could just throw it in a machine and get free shinies. I'm super biased on this because in AFS, I was one of the strongest players due to having a full shiny secret team, then Dyra had to go and ruin it. I'm all for helping players get secrets, but shiny should be where we draw the line, in my opinion. If you disagree, feel free to let me know why, but That will always be an F tier suggestion for me. Next up, we have better in-game, and now that's a very vague suggestion. It can mean a lot of things. The most difficult part of balancing a simulator is definitely the in-game. As a dev, you have to balance updates around your casuals, being able to experience the new content and interact with it. If you require someone to put in hundreds of hours to be strong enough to play the updates, you will slowly lose players. So what ends up happening is devs balance for the casuals, but struggle to give leaderboard and pay-to-win players content that feels satisfying for them. So now here we are, where any dedicated players have outscaled the content, and there's nothing to use your teams on. I could make an hour-long video on how I would fix this, but devs usually don't want to add my ideas because they require a lot of effort for such a small percentage of the player base, which is why you see this problem in pretty much every anime sim. Overall, it's A tier for better endgame. It's important, but there are more important things. I still think it's something that developers need to focus on. For the next suggestion, we have gauntlet checkpoints. I've mentioned this before. Gauntlet checkpoints are a must if they want to keep players interacting with this content. It's already not really worth it much to run gauntlet compared to farming summer raids or the escort game mode, so having to start at floor 1 over and over just feels like a waste of time. The easiest S tier on the list in my opinion. I don't see any downside to adding this. Moving on, we have increasing mythic drops from the boss. I personally have not had a problem getting any accessories or weapons in the game, but I'm sure there are many who struggle to get them, so I think having a soft pity for the drops wouldn't be the worst. I sometimes wonder if people try to farm them too early and just don't have the strength to kill the boss fast enough, making it feel worse than it really is, but who knows. Overall, I think it's a C tier addition. It probably wouldn't hurt the game, and I don't think it really makes the game that much better, so I think C tier is a good place to put it. Next up, we have Blessed Trait Rework. This is an interesting one I saw. I agree we should remove XP from Bless. Anyone rolling for Blessed Traits is probably closer to in-game and doesn't really need the XP boost from it. XP pretty much means nothing at this point in the game. I think it would be way more beneficial to have Blessed give open speed. So overall, I think this is an A tier, possibly S tier. I think it would definitely be a boost to the game and players would not complain at all having this change. So auto attack might be controversial, might be personal preference. Being able to AFK gauntlet and reduce active gameplay is kind of a personal thing, but I do find myself missing the AFS or ACS days where I just had to get close enough and my units would do all the work for me. Personally, I would put the suggestion at A tier, but overall, I don't think it's that important to change. So I think C tier is acceptable since most people won't care one way or the other. Moving on, we have star tracking. Definitely one of the best quality of life decisions I've seen, but also would expose the terrible secret rate even more for people who aren't tracking their opens already. If I see 2 million opens on a single star without a secret, I'd probably crash out. By not showing players, it definitely reduces the number of complaints, but I think having more info and stats is always better. I definitely would like to know. I don't personally track it. Having the ability to just go back to a star and see I have 1.2 million opens on the star, didn't get the secret, I would like to know that. So I think that's an S tier suggestion. They definitely should add it in upcoming updates. The next suggestion that I see is removing the summer raid cooldown or just buffing summer event in general. Again, removing the summer raid cooldown might be too OP, but I'm all for buffing it, or even better yet, putting a cap on the rewards per day. But I think it takes like 30 hours to get enough rerolls to hit pity on the best summer trait right now, and that's pretty insane if you ask me. I don't want to grind the raid for hours and hours, I'll be honest. I would much rather they add a cap so I can do my raids in a few hours and be done with it for the day, so I can go back to opening for secrets I'm probably never going to get. So I think definitely buffing the summer event is the best way, and adding a cap so you don't feel like you're missing out if you're not constantly grinding it. Overall, I think it's a C tier decision. I don't think it makes or breaks the game, but it would be a welcome change. One of the more unique suggestions I saw was adding a monument or sacrifice system on each island that players basically repair by completing tasks, collecting items, defeating bosses, raids, sacrifices, giving players a progression-based way to increase their secret chances, and not even secret chances overall, just for that individual world. I think that would be huge for free-to-play because it would address the problem of shiny and secret units being too difficult for free-to-play players to obtain, and it creates a more meaningful progression without just handing secrets through a pity system. So overall, I think this is a huge S tier suggestion, and I think one that the devs should really consider before they look into pity systems, because just giving players a way to work towards getting more secrets would feel more meaningful for sure. So now for the final suggestion, and it's one that I came up with myself. Basically, my idea is a relic or augmented weapon system. One thing simulators are missing is a long-term resource investment and grind. Sure, you can grind for secrets or get the best accessory, but those are usually done each update and through AFK methods. What I'm suggesting is a weapon that you upgrade over the course of an update that carries over into future updates. The way I picture it is you have a rare drop for the base weapon. It starts off pretty weak, and then over the course of an update, you have to complete dedicated content and farm resources to complete quests for that weapon specifically. That increases its damage. Now, it's important to understand this isn't just to get the best in-slot weapon, so it can never surpass the strength of whatever the best weapon is for that update, but it can match it, and with the added benefit having insane VFX and design to it. So it would still be your best weapon, but also be a crazy flex to show how dedicated you are to the game. Now, in order for this to work, I think updates would need to be broken into seasons. So season 1 would run for say 3 months, and in that 3 months, you work towards upgrading your relic or augmented weapon, and then at the end of the season, you have a new weapon to start working towards. The way I see it is that your relic weapon will still be in your inventory, and you can maybe even use it as a skin or have a charm or title you equip to showcase you got it while working on the next season's relic. One season could be dual-wielded swords, while the next is a bow and arrow or a great sword. Whatever it is, you have a unique weapon to grind for over multiple updates. Obviously, it's hard to fully work out the details at the end of a YouTube video, but hopefully you get the idea. I think this is an S tier suggestion personally, but maybe it doesn't fit a simulator since I did kind of steal the idea from Final Fantasy XIV, which is an MMO. Just thought it was something cool that might be worth considering in an anime sim. With that being said, this is our final ranking of suggestions I've seen in the Discord. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Obviously, I won't claim this is the perfect list or covers everything. It's just something fun to get people talking and open discussion in the community while we wait for the next update. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Peace.